If you're on Social Security and disability benefits, listen up. I have great news for you. This is part 2 of our November 2024 Social Security news and updates. These are the things I want to talk about. Cost of living adjustments have been announced. How much are you going to get in Social Security or disability benefits starting in January? I'm going to tell you the exact amount of the increase. And then 8 major changes that are coming to Social Security that's going to affect the 74 million people on Social Security and disability benefits. And your November 2024 Social Security and disability payment schedule. I'm going to tell you when your benefits are going to hit your bank account. And millions of Social Security beneficiaries are going to get 2 checks in November. You heard that right, 2 checks. So let's get right into it. If you are new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button, because all we do here is bring you the latest Social Security and disability updates. Everything in and out of Congress that will affect your benefits, we bring it to you. So, the cost of living adjustment for 2025 has been announced, and a lot of people are not happy. I'm going to explain why. So, the government came out and said Social Security cost of living adjustment will be 2.5% for 2025. That is the lowest in about 4 years, and people are not happy. Why? Because let's face it, inflation has caused a lot of items to go up. Prices of food, transportation, gasoline, rent, mortgages, etc. Everything has gone up and stayed up. And so, to get a 2.5% cost of living adjustment is making a lot of people unhappy, because even though inflation has been coming down, as the government has explained, it doesn't mean that the food prices have come down. They are not just rising as fast as they used to be. So what does that mean? Well, the last few years, in 2024, you saw a 3.2% COLA increase. In 2023, it was 8.7%. In 2022, it was 5.9%. 2021, it was 1.3%. So as you can see, 2.5% is the lowest in 4 years. But here's the thing. Cost of living adjustment for Social Security has been all over the place. In 2014, it was 1.5%. In 2020, 2020 was 1.6%. In 2022, it was 5.9%. And in 2023, it was 8.7%. So, as you can see, before COVID, it was pretty low. And so, maybe it is going back to what it was before. That does not mean that everybody is happy with that. Why? Because if you think about how Social Security COLA is calculated, you will see that there is a problem. Currently, the Social Security cost of living adjustment has been calculated since 1975 using what they call the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. It is government's big language for an inflation index that tracks everyday items like food, housing, medical care, transportation, and energy costs in urban areas. It looks at the third quarter of each year, looks at whether there's been an increase or decrease in the price of those goods and services. And if this year's prices have gone up versus last year, then it means that the cost of living adjustment is going to go up. If it's gone down, they cannot reduce your Social Security benefits. By law, they cannot do that. If it stays flat, then your benefits stay flat. So, what people are saying is that this index for urban wage earners does not truly reflect the cost of living that seniors over 62 years of age are facing. Medical care, prescription drugs, rent, etc. So, what is being proposed? Well, Democrats in Congress want to do something about it. So, they have proposed 2 bills that they think will create COLA that is better than what they have now. And they're calling it the CPIE, which stands for Consumer Price Index for the elderly. The E means elderly. And it's supposed to be a new index that looks at specific price changes that affect seniors age 62 and above. It has been put in 2 proposed bills by Democrats, the 2023 Fair COLA for Seniors Act and the Social Security Expansion Act. These are all stuck in Congress right now, but if they become law, they're going to change the way Social Security benefits, cost of living adjustments are calculated, and the hope is that this index will be better. But we live in the present, And the current 2.5% change means that it's going to affect everybody that's receiving Social Security and disability benefits. And that's what I want to talk to you about. So, the first change you're going to see in 2025 is that how much you receive in benefits is going to change. If you're on Social Security in 2024, you got $1,927 a month on average. In 2025, that's going to go up by $49 to $1,976. If you're a couple receiving Social Security, you got $3,014 per average. That's going to go up by $75 to $3,089. If you're on Social Security Disability Insurance, otherwise known as SSDI, you got $1,542 on average per month. That's going to go to $1,580 per month, an increase of $38. If you are on SSI, Supplemental Security Income, your maximum benefit was $943 a month. That's the maximum. In 2025, it's going to be $967, an increase of $24. And if you are a couple receiving SSI benefits together, your maximum benefit is $1,415 in 2024, and in 2025 it's going to go up by $35 to $1,450. As you can see, these increases are modest, and that is why people are upset, because they were hoping for something bigger, and that hasn't happened. But let's talk about the other changes that are going to happen with Social Security benefit that are going to affect a lot of people. The second one is if you are retiring in 2024 at your full retirement age, the maximum benefit you could get was $3,822. In 2025, that is going to go up to $4,018. So what this means is that if you're retiring in 2025 at your full retirement age and you're getting the maximum benefit, the maximum Social Security benefits you can get in a year is $48,216. That's the max. It means that you've contributed the maximum amount over the maximum number of years. Of course, the average benefit is lower than that, but this is the maximum anybody can get if they've paid the maximum in taxes into the system. The third change is, as you know, Social Security benefits are derived from Social Security taxes, and that is adjusted every year based on the COLA number. For 2024, if you make up to $168,600, you have to pay Social Security taxes. In 2025, that's going to be $176,100. So it means that any amount you make in salary up to that, you are going to be taxed Social Security taxes and Medicare, of course. The fourth change is affecting disability beneficiaries. There's something called the substantial gainful activity. To be eligible for disability benefits, a person must be unable to engage in substantial gainful activity. A person who is earning more than the certain amount is ordinarily considered to be engaging in substantially gainful activity. This amount of monthly earnings considered as SGA depends on the nature of the person's disability. The Social Security Act specifies that the higher SGA amount for statutorily blind individuals, so there is an amount for non-blind and blind people. If you're making above that, you're considered to be not disabled. And then there's another category of people who are on disability benefits who are trying to return to work, and they are under something called the trial work period. And again, during the trial work period, if you make a certain amount of money over the limit, then for 9 months, if you do that continuously, they may kick you off disability benefits, because if you can make that kind of money, then it means you're not disabled. So these are the numbers for 2024. For the non-blind is $1,550 this year. Next year is $1,620. For the blind is $2,590 this year. Next year is $2,700. And if you're on the trial work period, it's $1,110 a month this year. And next year it goes up by $50 to $1,160. The fifth change is about Medicare premium. Specifically, what is happening to changes in Medicare? The first one is that Part B premium is projected to increase to $185 a month. This is taken out of your Social Security check. And then the maximum allowable out-of-pocket Medicare Advantage plans will increase to $9,350. There are other changes in Medicare that I've listed here. For example, Medicare Advantage enrollment is expected to continue to rise in 2025. Medicare Part B deductible is projected to increase to about $257. And Medicare Part A premiums and Part A deductible and copays are projected to also go up. The standard Part D deductible will increase to $590, but the Part D donut hole will no longer exist. The donut hole has been a problem for a long time. It's not going to exist for Part D beneficiaries. The sixth change has to do with people who are retiring in 2025 and are not retiring at their full retirement age. It means that you're retiring, you're getting your Social Security benefit, but you're not getting it at full retirement age, and you still plan to work. Well, if you work above a certain threshold, your benefits will be reduced. That threshold changes every year. In 2024, it was $22,320 or $1,860. In 2025, it's $23,400 or $1,950. What does that mean? If you make $2 more than that limit, you're going to lose $1 in benefit. However, in the year of your full retirement, if 2025 is the year of your full retirement age, that threshold is more generous. It was $59,520 in 2024 or $4,960 a month. But next year, 2025, if you are receiving Social Security benefits before your full retirement age and your full retirement age is 2025, you can work up to $62,160 next year and not be penalized, or $5,180 a month, and still receive your Social Security benefits. If you go above that, every $3 you go above it, you lose $1. So it's more generous at the year of your full retirement. Then, when you hit full retirement, you can work as much as you want, and you would not lose anything in your benefits. Now, let's talk about the next change. As you know, to be fully insured under Social Security, you must earn 40 credits. Credits are earned by working and paying Social Security taxes with a maximum of 4 credits per year. The income threshold to earn a single credit changes annually and will increase in 2025. It was $1,730 per quarter to earn 1 credit. In 2024, it's going to be $1,810 to earn a credit in 2025. And then lastly, we talked about Social Security taxes. Well, there's Social Security and Medicare taxes. How much is that? That's not going to change. It's going to be 7.65% as it was in 2024 for employees. And then the employer matches the same amount. If you're self-employed, you have to pay all of it, which is 15.30%. So those are the changes that are coming in Social Security. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We appreciate your support in spreading the word and making sure that a lot more people see this information, which is critical for the 74 million people that are receiving Social Security and disability benefits. Now let's jump to November payment dates for Social Security. The first round of payments are going to hit soon. So what does that mean for you? Well, if you're on Social Security, you know that Social Security and SSDI benefits are paid based on your birth date. If you're born between the 1st and the 10th of the month, your payments are made on the 2nd Wednesday of the month. If you're born within the 11th and the 20th, it's made on the 3rd Wednesday. If you were born between the 21st and the 30th, it's made on the 4th Wednesday of the month. If you're on SSI, you receive your benefit on the 1st of the month, or unless the 1st is a holiday or a weekend, then it will be paid the business day before. Benefits are paid on the 3rd. If you live outside the U.S., you receive both Social Security and SSI. Your state pays for your Medicare premiums, and you file for Social Security, or if you file for Social Security before 1997. All those 4 categories of people, including some SSDI beneficiaries, get their Social Security check on the 3rd, unless the 3rd is a weekend or a holiday. So now let's look at the actual dates for November. When are you going to get your Social Security check in your bank account? If your birthday is between the 1st and the 10th of the month, it's going to be November the 13th, which is the 2nd Wednesday of the month. If your birthday is between the 11th and the 20th, your check is going to arrive on the 20th of November, which is the 3rd Wednesday. This is for Social Security and SSDI. If your birthday is between the 21st and the end of the month, your benefits will be deposited on November the 27th. Now let's look at what happens with SSI beneficiaries. Since Friday, November the 1st is a weekday and not a holiday, you will get your benefits on time. And for those who receive their benefits on the 3rd, the people who live outside the U.S., people who receive SSI and Social Security benefits together, people whose state pays for their Medicare premiums, or those who file for Social Security before 1997, you are going to get your benefits also on the 1st. Now, I did tell you that there are millions of beneficiaries that are going to get 2 checks in November. Well, let me tell you who that is. If you're on Social Security Supplemental Security Income Benefits, you're going to get 2 checks in November. You're going to get your first check on November 1st, and then you're going to get a second check on Friday, November the 29th. Why? Because your December payment, December 1st, is on a weekend. And as I mentioned before, if the date falls on a weekend, then they have to pay you the weekday before. And that happens to be November the 29th. So if you're on Social Security, Supplemental Security Income, the millions of people who are on there, about 8.5 million people, I believe, you are going to get your check in November, a second check in November. Now, here's the catch. Your November 1st check is being paid early. So plan accordingly. Because that November 1st check, December 1st check is being paid in November, you're not going to get that again. It's been paid to you in November. So budget accordingly to make sure that you are planning and knowing that the next check you're going to be getting after you get 2 checks in November is going to be your January payment, which I'm going to cover in my December video. So, what happens if you don't get your Social Security check? Well, there are a couple of things you can do, but the first thing the Social Security Administration advises is to wait 3 business days. Why? Because the Social Security Administration is communicating with your bank. Sometimes there's delay in that communication, and so wait 3 additional business days to make sure that there's nothing on your bank's part that is holding your payment, or there's nothing on Social Security's part that's holding your payment. After 3 business days, if you don't get your payment, call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213, or you can go to the nearest Social Security office, or if you have a My Social Security account online, you can log in and see what's going on with your payment. Now, there are 2 reasons why your payment may not come in if you've waited 3 days. The first one is overpayment. Overpayment is the situation where you got more Social Security benefits than you deserve or were eligible for, and the government is stopping your payment so that they can recoup all the money they've overpaid you before they can start resume paying you your benefits again. That happens to about 1 million or more people every year. Why does it happen? Because of 2 reasons. One, if you're on Social Security disability benefits and you're working, you're supposed to report your earnings. Some people fail to do that, or they report it and the Social Security Administration doesn't catch up to that until later. It may be months, it may be years, and then you'll be hit with thousands and thousands of overpayment. It could also happen to people who are receiving Social Security benefits and are working and are supposed to report their income so that their benefits will be reduced. Remember, I talked about if you're receiving Social Security before your full retirement age and you work above a certain threshold, your benefits will be reduced. For every $2 you make above it, you lose $1. Well, if you're not reporting your earnings and they catch up later, they will stop your benefits and recoup everything before they resume. Or your benefits may have been canceled because you violated a Social Security regulation. Regardless of what it is, you can call them and find out, visit a Social Security office, or go online and find out what's going on. It's generally a good idea to have a Social Security account anyway. Sign up for a My Social Security account. It will make your life so much easier. You can see everything online, when you'll be paid, how much you're being paid, if you haven't received benefits yet, how much you qualify for, how much disability benefits you can get, how much spousal benefits, how much, all that stuff is up there in the My Social Security portal. You have to create an account, and it's very easy to create. So, those are the things I have to share with you today. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you are new to this channel. I have an exciting video coming up. Do not miss it. Hit the subscribe button so you'll be the first to be notified when I release that video. So until the next video, thank you for watching.